Just riding the rails. Hey, what's going on, bro? Where am I going? I don't know. Hey, dudes. Hey. Hey, you want a piece of me? Can't even catch me. Oh, the great tree. Yep. I remember when that burned. Oh, the tragedy of it. That was an MC edit project right there. Oh. Whoa. I dug all this out by hand. Yeah. Yeah. Filled all this in. Had to get the right height. I don't know how many times I died through here in lava. I hate lava. Hey? God, this took forever. A lot of empty areas back through here that I quarried. So, that was a lava one. I have no idea where this goes anymore. I can't remember. Oh, I think it goes to the Space Needle. Yep, it goes to the Space Needle. There are more tracks above us. This is like a major hub. There's like 2 or 3 major hubs on this on the server on this map. And let's see where they go. To Birth, USS Atrocity Nova class, Tycon Nova class, Birth Serenity Nebula Frigate, to Defiant, that's the one we just hopped off of, to main hangar area. Birth to Augustus, to slot 1 Chancellor ship. You know what? Screw it. That was my first build on server. Let's go to that. Or on this map. I keep saying on server because I'm so used to being on the Mindtrack server. If the sound's a little loud, I apologize. I did turn them down. It's Minecraft. What can I tell you? Yeah, this was all I got by hand too. Not a bit of it was done in cheat mode. It was all legit through here. It was, it took many, like this is my first world. There's the hangar. Oh, come on. Damn it. As you can see, there's some things in here over time that migrated in, but for the most part, you know, it's the stuff that I put in, I tried to mark as being put into the server into the map. So that one will go back and reset. So we'll either have another cart float. Actually, darn it. Anyways, this is the main hangar. There's upper part of the main hangar. There's the on map built legitimate block by block build of my Nebula Frigate. This is my first build. I remember way back in the day, this was like sand and grass, but it was the largest flat area I had. It had a lot of water in it. My original spawn point is over here. I can't speed up, unfortunately. I don't have any functions for that. But anywho, when I first started playing Minecraft, I watched a video by a guy called Etho. I guess some of you may have heard of him, but he had done like one video. And somebody says, hey, you gotta watch this. This looks like a fun game to play. I was like, okay, whatever. And I got it, and I was like, yeah, I watched that video by Etho. And then I watched a couple other videos, and I think I'd already had the game for a while, but I hadn't really played it. But I spawned right here, and this is like a dirt hill, and I moved to the dirt hill, and my first house was here, and my first dig down deep mine was right behind that wall right there, and I did okay, and I kind of mined my way this way, and you know, just thinking about, and my first experience with a creeper was right here. I was mining coal, and all of a sudden everything around me exploded. I was like, what the heck? Does coal explode in this game? But it was a creeper, and come up behind me and blew up. Anyways, so I turned it into this thing here, and I had this is back in 2000, early 2011, and this was all a hill. And I came up the side of this hill, and there was a waterfall here, and I come off the side of this hill, and I said, you know what, I gotta get in. It's getting dark. I had to get someplace, and I had to sleep, so I got in here, and I started hollowing this out, and hollowing it out, and then hollowed it out, and then, you know, it was just like this empty hill. I got rid of all the dirt, and then I just started filling in with cobblestone. I remember walking around this ledge at night, building this roof, and this has been revised several times. And this one over here is a big hill, and I leveled it off and built this here and here, and this has all been reworked many times. As you can see, a creeper has kind of moved in there. And this over here was a big sand hill, and I leveled it off and built this, and this was another big sand hill, and I cleared all of it out and used as much of the sandstone as I could. This is like an industrial complex in here. Originally I had a base spawner in here before I understood spawn mechanics and why they weren't spawning and stuff. But yeah, this was a lot of fun because I've gone through here, spent literally, I can remember being down in here and mining this out underneath here, thinking I was way at the bottom of the world, and it was like only like 1 or 2 levels below dirt. I was just like, what the heck? Then my sugarcane contraption here. Actually, I did this, and I showed some pictures of it on, like a little montage together on YouTube, one of the first videos I did. It's not up anymore. It got yanked. Somebody said it was a copyright infringement, but I never challenged it, and it got yanked. But yeah, I made this, and it was originally pretty cool. You flip it, and the water had different channels to go down, so I figured how water worked, and it goes down different channels, and you just come through and you hoe it, and you plant your sugar cane or wheat, and turn it on, and it goes on down and feeds down into here. A lot of fun designing that stuff. A lot of this has been cleaned up. During one of the world changes, north used to be that way. Now north, I think, is over there. This whole area got turned into a snow biome. The whole area. I was so pissed about that. So it was a real drag for me. But through some tweaking and editing and stuff, we were able to get it converted back to a standard biome. This was my first gardens. I think I got this off of some suggestion from some player on YouTube. Recommended we do this if we wanted to get Cactus. And I need a lot of cactus because I need a lot of green wool. Here's my sugarcane. That was my wheat farm, excuse me. This is my sugarcane farm. Just come through here, and I've spent a lot of time in this little shack. And this whole area has been reworked considerably recently. Like, I don't know, 6-7 months ago, I was really bored, and I came through here and reworked a lot of it and cleaned a lot of it up. But for months, I worked on this complex, tying everything in and cleaning out the mountains and making it all look, like part of the landscape, and doing all this stuff. And there are lots and lots and lots of little hidden spots and little shafts and corridors and rooms and hallways and ladder systems, all kinds of cool stuff. But one of the things I'm really proud of, and I don't know why, but I really love this. This was like just a standalone dirt and sand rock mountain, and it had this big overhang that came over here. And one night I got stuck up there, and I came over here and I just started hollowing this out. This is where my main room is on the server on the map. It's right up in here. And that's just, I lived there when I was on this for 24/7. That's basically every time it got dark, up there. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. This is the theater. It was really hard coming up with ideas for Minecraft. So I had to build a theater. I made a theater. My 2 portal rooms were down here. My portal to the nether. There's an extra portal over there just for convenience. And then my portal to the end area, whatever you want to call that. But I actually had to cheat that in because when this map was on, there was of course no end. So we had to cheat it in to get it to work because I could not find a stronghold anywhere on this, and I did look for a very long time. This again was also another sand hill which converted into our bank, which I don't think it is the bank anymore. I think it's been converted into like a little mini apartments and stuff. It was pretty cool because I went through and I tried to keep as much of as could, and I did some decorating and all this stuff. I remember excavating all this out of here. This was all sand, by the way. And I built this skywalk, this sky bridge, and I remember thinking, man, this thing's the biggest thing in Minecraft ever. Nobody's ever thought this big, ever. And then I saw one of the big builds and my jaw dropped. I was like, son of a bitch. But I built a treehouse. This is treehouse number 2. Back in the day, I used to come over here and steal wood, and I got pinned in by some creepers and a bunch of arrow guys, so I burrowed up or logged up and just made a little tree house, and then of course made it bigger. And then one day I got the bright idea that I was tired of sharing leaves, so I'll just burn all the leaves off and then everything will be okay. Well, yeah, burned my tree house to the ground, had to remake it. I built all these roads. All this stuff here is me trying to figure out contraptions for stuff. When Minecraft updated, all this double block piston extender stuff broke. I think I finally got one that works, but I don't remember if it's over here or over here, but it took me forever to figure it out. This is a Seth Bling contraption that I built. I built several of these. They still work pretty amazingly. Back when pistons were introduced, yep, piston doors. And I tried an experiment here with hidden pistons for a spawn for a mob trap. I think I was one of the first to do this. That's a weird glitch. I don't know what causes that. And then this area over here was, I was going to make like a TNT launcher, and I needed to make a roof. I don't know if it even works anymore. Yeah, it works. So, yep, there are a bunch of little things. A lot of hidden areas and piston hidden areas now in this map. I don't even remember where they're all at. I just know there's a shit ton of them. What else was there when I was working on this? Of course, I want to show you this. This was my main work area. After this complex was built, and before I started working on the even after I started working on the ships, I lived in this room. This is, bar none, my favorite, the most favorite room I have on my entire map is this room right here. I lived in here. I love this room. It was everything I had was in this one room. My ovens, and eventually I started getting stuff with Silk Touch and other things, and I don't even know what's in some of these things. Oh god, all the gold rails. Oh yeah, cobblestone galore. I had like 30 ovens going non-stop one time, just making me stone for that Defiant build. There's all my coal, more coal, more coal. Oh, you have no, I have massive areas on this map that I've mined out. I mean, we're talking underground complexes worth of stuff. In fact, this whole area under here, all this underneath this entire complex is all been mined out. So there are hallways and stuff like that. When I was connecting the two bases, I wanted everything to be connected underground so I wouldn't have to deal with mobs. This leads up to the main house. I had to put, I don't know why I put gosh darn it, my antivirus thing keeps popping up on me. Malware bites. When I hauled through here, there were like little pockets of lava and stuff like that, and I think I saved one of them. Yep. But this whole area was lava. And I was thinking, man, I hope that one day they come up with a good use for lava, like, I don't know, maybe generators or something. Never did for straight Minecraft, but for modded Minecraft they sure as heck did. But yeah, what I did is I went through and I connected all the areas, and all the areas are all connected now, as you can see. In this building here, I built this from the ground up. I was just trying to my hand at a building because I wasn't sure what I was going to do with it, but I wanted a freestanding building that I built. So I built this, and then I went back through and realized I had to make changes to it. But anywho, as I was in the process of doing all this, I came over here, and this was my, I'll get to this in a second, but this was my first mob trap. This was an all sand area. I think this was a desert biome actually, through here and out through that way. But this was my first. No, they don't grow that tall. I just kept stacking them on there. That's what I needed that cactus farm for, was for this. But yeah, yeah, this was my first mob trap. You know, they'd spawn out there in the dark and come after me and die, and I'd get all my loot and stuff in here. I spent many days in there. But anyways, this is all revamped. It originally was just all sand, and it was just a big hollow area underneath of it that I used to quarry. But I used every ounce of red flowers and all the wool I had, and I had a huge sheep farm. I had sheep like up the anus. This is back before you could breed them, so I had to go and get them and find them and kill them, and finally I got sick and tired of it. So I figured out how do you get all these sheep, and you know, so I used a mod, I don't remember what it was, like inventory tweaks or something. Anyways, I tweaked in a bunch of sheep and built a big sheep barn. And then, of course, instead of being a smart guy where I just could have done the wool, no. I had to do it the hard way. I had to get the sheeps, and I had to shear the sheeps, which means you kill them. And you didn't shear them back then. And then I had to dye them red, and this is how I got this. If you look on Planet Minecraft, you'll see this is on Planet Minecraft. It's one of the first actual spaceships on Planet Minecraft. So, but I went through after I built it, and I went through and I tweaked it and cleaned it up quite a bit so that I could put it on Planet Minecraft. But the initial layout was all pretty much stone and half slabs, and then I only had like some highlights of red. After I was going to put it on my Planet Minecraft, I came back and I decided to go ahead and tweak in a bunch more red, edit in a bunch more red wool so that I could finish it off and make it look half decent. And that's what I did. But yeah, it was kind of fun build. My first official build, right here. Then I built this ugly bastard. And ironically enough, as ugly as it is, it was a learning experience. And I still enjoy going on it every now and then, just to remind me of my roots as a builder. Yeah, it's pretty bad. It is no PyCon, but it is. I built the PyCon on the Mulan Lube server and then showed the guys on Mindtrack, as that was my, hey, I can build. I wouldn't dare show them this. Although eventually this did make it on there as a joke. Somebody posted it on there for me as to, you know, hey, everybody has a starting point. And then here's my second attempt at a Nova build. As you can see, this is a lot better build. And this one was actually built on this server, same with this one, right here, from the ground up. I had scaffolding all over the area. I had a huge tree farm. I don't know. I think I used it for. I think I repurposed. Oh yeah, it was over here, and I repurposed it for the for this, and then the Klingon ship. But yeah, all this stuff was MC edited in later. But yeah, I built her, and then I decided I can do better, or at least try to do better, and so I built this one. And they're slightly different in many regards. They're pretty. I mean, of course, the nacelles are different, but those nacelles are a little different than these nacelles, obviously. But there's little changes between the two ships, both external and internal. And then I built the. I call it the Space Needle, but it's actually down below is where one of the main hubs is, and this is my first hangar. Well, that was my first hangar right over there. It's a big hole in the ground. This is the second hangar, but this is the more professional landing bay hangar, a la, you know, upside down Star Destroyer kind of a thing. And I built this from the ground up, just going around and around. Built this in June 2011, I believe. I was so proud of it. It's like my flight control center. And around that time, I was also working on this. I built this actually on in a different world. I took one of those and gutted it out and built it, and then I just brought it in here with MC Edit and built this little landing pad for it. I think there was like 4 or 5 spawners under here. Oh, it was that one. That's where the spawn. Well, there were a couple here, but there are like 4 underneath there. But yeah, this is my hangar or my carrier variant. Of course, none of the. Oh, here we got somebody touring it. I don't know why I did that, but they're still working. I'm proud of that fact. But yeah, little shuttle kind of a thing. Here's one of my first attempts at a mob trap. That was kind of fun to build. I actually got that idea off of Planet Minecraft too. Somebody had built one, and I thought I could build it better. I was wrong. It worked really well until I realized that it was too close to too many other light sources, and the way mobs work and stuff, it was too close to the ground and you'd be higher. I had some really cool mob systems on here. There's out that way underground. There's a massive area that it was a chunk error, and after the chunk error occurred, it left a big gap in the world, and I had to fill it. And what I did is I loaded an old world and I imported the area into the new world, and it kind of had like a little overlap, so like a little square area. So I just kept making it bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and it just became this massive underground complex. And gosh darn, I wish I still had a link to the video, but what I did is I wanted to make a bigger version of something I had made over here, which is directly underneath the sand trap. The first mob spawner is an underground mob spawner, and I had to haul that area out using TNT and all that. Same thing with that one, but that was a lot of work doing it that way, the old school way. Now there's so many better methods for mobs traps, and you do them up in the air and don't do them underground. It's so much easier to build a thing up in the air than trying to mine out grounds. Anyways, here is my first build for a Klingon. Built this one on server here. And what I did is I built half of it, then I mirrored it. It was so much easier just to build half of it. And then this is my third version of a Nova, where I went through and I was really serious about trying to do it right. And again, this is a completely hand-built hull, no 3D model here. And then this is a 3D model hull. And this is virtually the same ship that is currently on the in fact, it's probably the same ship that is on the Mindtrack server, except the one that's on the Mindtrack server is probably a lot closer to being done. But you can see the progression. And obviously the one that's on the Mindtrack server is a lot larger than the ones I was building. And I thought I was building them to spec, but I was not. So, but yeah, I had a massive tree farm out here. I thought it was right. Yeah, I guess maybe it was more inland. But, yep, anywho, just nostalgia. Good old Atrocity map. And this map is available for download. I'll post a link in the description for anybody who might be interested in downloading it. It's a pretty big file. It's like 250 megs. But it has... It's an enormous area that's affected. I mean, I have things here, I have ships over there, I have ships over there. I think I even have ships out that way, but I can't be sure. Of course, I have ships in the Nether, and the Nether is another... I could easily take an hour to tour the Nether, and I could take days showing you all the cool things that are here on this map. All this area down, you can see the old chunk lines. All the areas that are down underneath here have been mined out, or in the process of being mined out. One of my massive quarries is under here, and I remember exploring this area and trying, finding mob spawners and trying to figure out what to do with them and stuff, and all kinds of new stuff. There's my broadside base from Tribes. I was very proud of that. Still am. Might remake that one day. There's a massive tree here. There's actually a couple of them. This was an MC thing that Seth Bling was showing off, and I wanted to try and use it myself. And my nephew and I wanted to build a big tree fort, and so we built this great tree here, and didn't do anything with it. This was half and half. I actually built this, screwed it up really bad, and then had to import it and then rebuild it. But all the wiring and stuff in here is, I couldn't tell you who made this, when they made it, or what, but it's on Planet Minecraft. And it has old piston ribs and all kinds of stuff. I was going to take it out, but it's such a massive thing. I decided that maybe one day I'll try and figure out what went wrong with it, because it was working for quite a long time. But now it's not. Something broke. I think something blew up inside of there and tweaked it. But yeah, this clock thing here, I built the housing for it, and then we started building the inside of it, and I just couldn't get it right, so I just copied it in. And it worked, but now it doesn't work. Um, I remember tunneling out all the way out over here. This was another huge quarry of ours, of mine, that I went through and got all the sand and stone out of for glass and stuff. And I don't know what the idea behind this was, but it was something like a big dispensary. Was a watchtower. Of course, that's the main tower that denotes the old. I don't know what direction north is now. Yeah, okay, I did change it. North used to be that way, now it's that way. This is a hidden complex that uses an old etho system for light detection, the old block update system. When it's dark, the door is open. When it's light, the door is closed. And it uses a C&B piston door system. So, or modified C&B. Yeah, actually, I think it's a direct C&B system there. So, another guy used to do a lot of redstone on YouTube and no longer is with us. And everything's connected by rails. So, but yeah, when I built this, I thought it was the tallest structure ever built in Minecraft. Haha. That's a mob trap. And there's another dual one way to heck down west of us there, where the Pycon is at. And there's my boat. Anywho, thank you for watching, and have a great day.